Hey guys. Hey guys. Welcome to the Quarter Twins podcast. My name is Joshua. Okay, I have transmuted into a savant of film. Okay, and this is my co-host Jordan.
Am I about to compare The Godfather to The Dark Knight Rises? Yes.
And we are the Quarter Twins. We're 25%, 100% the same. And we watch movies, and then we talk about movies together. And we hate each other. It's official.
It's official.
And I'm just looking at a review here.
He said, I literally hate you, is what he said.
I wrote that right there. Podcast canceled. But we're doing it again. I'm so sorry. I am, of course, talking about Jordan's Transformers 1 review, in which he gave it 2.5 stars. It's a terrible review. I didn't even read the whole thing.
Read the whole thing really quick.
He says something about B127, and
get him off my screen, Joshua. He is unbearable.
I literally disagree.
Terrible
I thought it was
stuff.
funny the whole time.
I didn't laugh one time during this movie.
It's so sad.
I didn't laugh or smile at all. Literally, he started the second time he did it's pronounced badassatron. Second time he did that bit, I was like, shut up! Stop!
Come on. This
Out
guy,
loud in my home.
This guy, guys, am I serious? Come on.
I will say, if we're just jumping right in, I did watch Transformers 1. Everybody said, like, the trailers are misleading. It's not like the trailers. It's exactly like the trailers. The animation looks just as bad as it did in the trailers.
The movie looks great. What are you talking about?
That's fair. Like, I'm not gonna say it looks bad because it's a matter of taste. I just don't like the way it looks. Personally, like the Clone Wars, I strongly dislike the Clone Wars animation style.
That's such a crazy take of yours. That's so insane to me.
I hate looking at it.
Star Wars
I will say,
it looks so good.
Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime is pretty good, especially the last 10 seconds of the movie where he does a real Optimus Prime. And I'm Optimus Prime. It's really good. I was impressed by him.
Dude, Brian Tyree Henry.
He's good. Why are we hiring Scarlett Johansson for these things? She clearly didn't want to be there.
We
could have given that to a up and coming actor.
Anya Taylor-Joy. She's still up and coming, right?
Exactly. Princess Peach.
Zendaya.
This movie is on the same level as the Mario Brothers movie, if I'm being honest with you. It's like
wow.
They're
Do you
like
want me to stop recording?
Look. Listen. They're like pretty much as good as a Mario movie could be and pretty much as good as an animated Transformers could be. But they're just not for me. And both of them have Keegan-Michael Key in them. And they both have a Marvel star playing the main character. And
a Marvel Chris.
Yeah, Marvel Chris in both. So it won't be very high on my list, unfortunately.
That's just really so sad. So when you watch my end of the year video, just know that Jordan's list is just flipped.
on its head, yeah.
Perfectly.
Dune Part 2 is actually my least favorite film of the year.
Except for maybe Anora. We both have aligned on this movie. It's pretty good.
That was a win.
Yeah.
Pretty good from Joshua.
My
opinion was potential, actually almost a lock for Best Picture in my opinion. But I haven't seen The Brutalist is supposed to be the other front runner.
Dude, what even are the movies
3.5 hour movie?
I feel like this is one of those years where no cool movies make the list.
Well, that movie Conclave I saw, I think I talked about last episode. Conclave is supposed to be in there. I can talk about Blitz I saw. I have recently been in New York City. I went to the Lincoln Center Film Center where they have the New York Film Festival.
Okay.
And I saw a movie called Blitz starring Saoirse Ronan, directed by Steve McQueen, who directed 12 Years a Slave, which was Best Picture winner that year.
Okay.
He directed other stuff that's pretty good, I heard. So Blitz is supposed to be this whole Best Picture nominee. It's about the Blitzkrieg during World War II.
Yeah.
This mom is sending her kid out of London to escape the bombing. The kid jumps off the train because he wants to go back to his mom, and he runs into people. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. They take advantage of him. Some people are nice to him. So boring, not fun, not good. 2 stars.
You hate to see it.
The Brutalist is coming out in December. It's the 3.5-hour Welcome to America movie. Has an intermission.
Oof. An intermission?
Nora's in there.
Aren't there supposed to be like 10 nominees?
Yeah, I think Dune Part 2 will get the nominee. Like, we had Top Gun Maverick that year. We had... What was the other? Avatar: The Way of Water was in Best Picture, but there was no way that was going to win. So I think Dune Part 2 will be in there. What else do we even have? Challengers will probably be in there.
Maybe.
Probably.
Kinds of Kindness.
It's kind of...
Throw that in there.
Oh, gross. Challengers came out pretty early this year, so I think it's lost quite a bit of steam.
Yeah. The Buzz. Hitman. Pretty good.
Hitman. The Netflix movie. You know, there's a chance for Megalopolis. There's a chance they give Francis Ford Coppola a nom. Maybe
give him a Lifetime Achievement Award. Like, we don't need to do this whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
Don't take it away from somebody who actually deserves it.
Maybe it's my number 1 movie. Who knows?
Please.
The other movie I saw in New York, A Real Pain, the Jesse Eisenberg, Kieran Culkin vehicle. I can see that getting a lot of noms. Maybe Best Picture nom. It was a good movie. I didn't connect with it personally. That's not my life, not my story. But it was a pretty good movie.
I hear you.
Yeah, what have you been... I haven't watched as many movies this month because I've been watching TV, which I don't do very often.
Yeah, you're on the Penguin.
I've been watching Silo. I've been watching The Penguin.
Nice.
I finished The Penguin.
Have you seen the first episode of Dune Prophecy, friend?
I started it, and then I didn't finish it.
Uh-oh. That's not a good start.
So we will see. I thought the first few minutes were cool.
Yeah, cut to a couple weeks from now. He hasn't picked it up again. I could almost guarantee you, if he doesn't watch the first episode in full, it's not going to happen, guys. It doesn't matter how much he likes Dune or the fact that he's literally reading the books. It's not going to happen.
I liked seeing some of the war against the machines in the beginning few minutes.
Yeah, that was cool.
I thought that was cool. Cool to see.
You should hear the main girl uses the voice for the first time.
I got that far. I turned it off right after that because I had to go do something else. But
yeah, I thought that was cool. It was like not fully refined yet. Kind of gross and hoarse.
She screamed for a long time.
Not super hype about the main character being a Harkonnen, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
it'll be okay.
It doesn't really have the same weight to it at this point in the universe, you know.
That's true.
The Harkonnens.
Yeah, they weren't in charge of Arrakis at this point. It was under the control of Mark Strong.
Yeah, Mark Strong from Shazam. We didn't record when you were here a couple weeks ago, but we did watch 2 movies together, Joshua. What did we watch
talk
together?
About it. We watched 2 movies together. We watched
classics.
Two timeless classics. For the first time, both of us had never seen either of these movies, or at least hadn't finished them. We watched 12 Angry Men, which is a movie about 12 angry men who are deciding the fate of a young man who killed his father or didn't kill his father. We're not sure. And it's good as far as like it's talking about prejudice and getting over yourselves and being, in pursuit of the truth as a juror and all that. But it's one of those movies where you watch it and the one guy that votes against convicting at the beginning has his little spiel. And I'm like, oh, okay, I know the rest of this movie now. Don't need to watch the rest of this movie. Yeah. But, we did. And there are some good performances and good writing and some interesting. I thought there was some good staging because it's basically the entire movie takes place in one room, so they kind of have to force the actors to walk around all the time. Every time somebody talks, they stand up, they go look out the window, they smoke a cigeggy, and then they sit down for the next person to talk. And so I thought it was kind of interesting. There was some direction happening there, but I just, it wasn't funny. There was barely any music. I don't remember any music even.
Yeah, no. Well,
It
no,
just
that's not true. I do remember a bit of music, but yeah, there wasn't a lot. I liked the one added aspect to the world was it was just for some reason really hot in the room. And
Right.
so at a certain point they're all sweating profusely and their
That's true,
shirts
yeah.
are like drenched and they have to open the windows and stuff. That's like
But then
just
it
an
starts raining.
added fun thing in there. Yeah, I think it's 90 minutes, but like you said, it was like you kind of get the point within the first 15, and then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we're just going to go around the table and everybody's going to give their spiel over and over again until it's over. And then it was
Yeah.
over. So,
And they didn't convict. Spoiler alert.
sorry, guys.
And then we watched the greatest film of all time, according
Wow.
to the Kens from the movie Barbie. We watched The Godfather. Which, like, not to be a film bro or anything, but it actually wasn't terrible.
It actually was all right. We actually liked it a little bit.
The beginning wedding scene, we had both individually tried to watch this movie and watched the beginning wedding scene and didn't make it through. But we said, let's do it together because we're never going to watch it alone. And we did watch it. And after the wedding stuff, it gets pretty good. There is another wedding in the middle, but we got through that too. And then she exploded, so it was kind of cool anyway.
Yeah, what was all that? I feel like that's
the whole
the part
Italy
of the movie that you
subplot
have
kind
to
of missed.
Yeah, Al Pacino goes to Italy for like a long period of this movie, and it kind of leads to nothing. It's kind of like in am I about to compare The Godfather to The Dark Knight Rises? Yes. It's like when when Christian Bale has been gone in the pit for so long, and then it cuts and he's just walking around Gotham in a sport coat, and he just runs up to Anne Hathaway in the middle of the street, and you're like, wait, how did you get from... How much time has passed? How did you get from there to here? What is happening? And it felt like
very
that.
odd editing choice.
Very odd.
Yeah.
Because, she explodes, and then it's like, whoa, we're just back doing mafia stuff.
It's like, maybe it's like a training montage for him to become the Godfather. He goes back to Sicily and gets a little more Italian. I don't know. And then he comes back and he's the Godfather.
Yeah, I did really, as I thought about it more, I did really like it after we watched it. And I need to watch the second one.
Yeah.
Because apparently the second one's better, is what everybody says. More Al Pacino, add Robert De Niro into there.
As a young Vito Corleone. Corleone.
Yeah. Come on. You haven't caught up with the Penguin, have you? No chance of that happening.
There's a chance.
I'm begging him to watch the show.
There's a chance. But I'm in the middle of the last episode of Parks and Rec. So that will open up a TV slot that I can put the Penguin back in there. Because I am watching Dune Prophecy as well. Yeah. It's awesome. It's better. It's better than Community and it's better than The Office. These are the facts.
Okay.
So it's my favorite.
I agree. But
we haven't watched it.
I haven't seen Community, so or Parks and Rec. I just know The Office is the best show of all time.
Okay. But we watch these movies and I have blossomed. Okay? I have transmuted into a savant of film. Okay.
Savant.
That's not the right word.
No, it is.
Okay.
That's
fine. I am taking it upon myself to compile a list of movies that take place from before 1980, which is the official cutoff for old movies, at least. I went to Reddit and I asked the Letterboxd community, which is of course the best cinephile community on the earth,
Okay.
and they
Yes. Letterboxd,
they
call
gave
us.
me a list of I have currently on the list 52 movies, old movies that everyone loves, and so I have 52 movies in here from a variety
We
of
gotta watch 'em.
nations, ranging from 1980 set the bar. The Shining is the youngest movie on there. Airplane, 1980, all the
Airplane.
way down to 1921. Right now is the
Wow.
oldest movie I have on
I
here.
didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't know they
A
made
silent
movies
film.
that far. I think there
Was that
is
Nosferatu or something?
1921 is The Phantom Carriage.
What is
This it says here an alcoholic abusive ne'er-do-weller is shown the error of his ways through a legend that dooms the last person to die on New Year's Eve before the clock strikes 12 to take the reins of death's chariot and work
that?
tirelessly collecting fresh souls for the next year.
Good lord.
Sounds
I didn't know they
kinda
were doing that
sick.
stuff in 1920.
Sounds kind of freaking awesome, actually. So
That's
I'm
pretty
into
cool.
that. We'll see how many movies, how many of these are even available to watch anywhere.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of the new wave, the French wave, and this guy's talking about
the new French wave.
all these like old snobby movies are in here.
Wow. Will we get Joshua to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey?
It's on the list.
To finish.
It is on the list.
2001.
It's crazy because I got like, how long is that movie?
Gosh.
I got like 2.5
It's not even
hours
that
into
long.
it, I feel like.
It's only 2.5 hours.
Oh, well.
So
I got up to the part where they are both, the two guys are left they go out in the little pod together.
Okay, yeah.
And then I stopped. I don't know how close that is
There's
to
probably
the end.
45 minutes left after that, maybe.
Okay.
It's
But yeah.
amazing. I've been wanting to rewatch Ben-Hur. Yeah, put Planet of the Apes on there. That would be
The
awesome.
first one.
You're gonna hate it, but it's fine. You hate those movies out of spite for me.
That's not true.
A lot of these movies have been on my watch list for a long time. Barry Lyndon, Nosferatu, Metropolis, Rocky. Even I haven't seen. Citizen Kane.
You should put Dracula on there too,
Ben-Hur.
eh?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I already have.
Oh
that
yeah,
on
you
there.
gotta watch. You gotta watch Alien. Just
Wait, Francis Ford Coppola's
just
Dracula.
'cause.
What's that one called?
Oh yeah, that one came out in the 90s, I think.
Oh.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Bram.
Yes, just quickly looking at my
Oh, yeah,
Letterboxd diary.
92.
The Penguin is on Letterboxd, so I logged it and we'll talk about it. I just like Joshua. I almost didn't finish the show. I stopped watching after the second episode because there's this character who's of younger age who joins the cast, and it becomes clear that he's going to be a major part of the show, and I was not vibing with it at all.
I don't like it
Just
when they
like
add
Joshua.
characters that are bad.
But I persisted, and I think episode 4, we get Sophia Falcone enters the story in maybe episode 3, and then episode 4 is like her story episode, and that's when the show takes a turn into what it's going to be for the rest of this season, and it's awesome.
I see.
Sophia Falcone versus Oswald Cobb. They're not going with Oswald Cobblepot for some reason, even though that name is awesome.
Cobblepot.
I was blown away by this show. It's not like a perfect show. There is a moment where Oz pulls out his phone to show somebody a TikTok It's the literal app TikTok in the show The Penguin, and that really just made me angry because
That's too bad.
I don't need TikTok in my Matt Reeves the Batman Gotham universe. I don't need that stuff.
Well, it's going to be gone in a couple
so
months
there's
here, so.
I heard that. We'll see if they get him this time. I had such, The Batman is like one of my favorite movies. We all know this about me.
Everybody knows that.
You also love it. Thank goodness. Not as much
a good
as me,
movie.
but
actually, we have it rated the same, 4.5.
There you go. We've aligned
So
finally.
technically, we do like it.
At least
exactly
we can
the
agree
same
on
amount.
something.
Yeah,
exactly the same.
Also, Star Wars: The
So I
Last
had very
Jedi is
high
literally holding
expectations.
this podcast together.
Yeah.
It is the glue.
If all else fails and we disagree on everything else, we have The Last Jedi to fall back
We'll just talk
on.
about Star Wars: Last Jedi forever.
And somehow I surpassed you a little bit and am willing to call it the best Star Wars movie.
That is a pretty crazy.
You haven't quite gotten there.
I haven't elevated myself there.
But it might be a little bit too hyperbolic. Who knows? But anyway, back to The Penguin. I was very impressed with the way the show, the places it goes, and the way it wraps up. Is the last episode and what happens is it's perfect. Setting up for the next Batman movie. If Oz is a part of it or not, I think spending 8 or 10 episodes in that world in between the Batman and the Batman Part 2 was awesome, and it keeps me engaged in the world. The cinematography isn't quite as lush as our friend Greg Fraser, right?
Yeah. Cinematographer for the movie Dune and Dune 2.
Not Deakins. Yeah, Greg Fraser, Dune 2.
Yes.
Batman. It's really, really, really good. And Mick Giacchino does the music, the son of Michael Giacchino. So that's a fun little thing.
Oh, I thought you were doing a nickname.
Colin Farrell is just incredible. Kid, welcome to Gotham. Gotta get the bliss. I got a new drug on the street, on the scene. Ma. Anyway. It's awesome. What are you showing me?
Open your
I rewatched Dune Part 2.
Dude, Dune Part 2 is pretty good. Dune it's
Part
pretty
2
good movie.
Is so good. I was a little bit worried that I was going to be like, oh no. In retrospect, this movie isn't as good as I thought it was. No, it's amazing.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. It's so good. I'm still angry about the aspect ratio thing. I talked about it last time I talked about it. It's ridiculous. David Zaslav, I'm going to find you. What else do I have here? Heretic, I saw.
Yeah, we were going to watch that together, but then I didn't want to.
I couldn't get anybody to see it with me, so I had to wait till the day after they left to go to the theater to see this movie.
I got the email that you bought the tickets while I was on the plane.
I know, yeah.
I was like, dang, he really needed to go see this movie. Dude, the amount of Letterboxd this year, I don't know. I'm sure this is true of multiple years, but I've learned how they determine when a movie came out. And it usually it came out at Fantastic Fest.
Right.
Which takes place in the fall last year, whenever it is.
Yeah.
So
I think this year there's a lot of them because of the strike that happened. I think that's why there's so many this year. But
I see.
Yeah, that is generally the case.
But yeah, I have my 2024 list, and there's 7 movies on there that say 2023 on there. Yeah. So I just gonna be like, disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
I'm gonna give you a small spoiler here. I have American Fiction on this list, and I'm going to be ranking it, and it's a Best Picture nom from last year.
I know that. Why is it on your list?
Because the theatrical release was in January.
Oh,
it didn't even get released in 2023.
Is that true? Dang,
yes.
look at that.
Let's look at it real quick. To make sure that I'm not wrong.
I saw it. I think I did see it in January. I think
there's a limited run, December 22nd of 2023, And then not
Okay,
till the
yeah.
12th of January was an actual theatrical release in the US. So my
There you go.
bearing is the actual wide theatrical or digital release.
Theatrical release. There you go.
So
American
January
Fiction.
2024. So it's on my list,
And
even though it's a Best Picture nom from last year.
when did you even watch that? Do I even see a rating on here?
February.
Where is this guy?
I watched it February 3rd. 4.5 stars. I now have it at 4 stars.
Where is your profile on this thing? 1.5 stars. Oh, here you are.
Yep.
At some point you lowered it to 4 stars, so I assume that was
during The
in your list
Purge.
here. The Purge.
Yes, Jordan had, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, but Jordan had a moment where he removed a ton of ratings and
Yeah.
lowered a bunch of ratings. So I went through
Yes.
my 400 films that I've rated, and the needle moved from mostly 4-star to mostly 3-star.
Yeah.
And so I just sort of recategorized everything. I removed a couple movies, I think. And yeah, it's gonna be, and I'm gonna talk about it more in my year-end video, that I just like how this. I told myself, I don't remember when. I need to find the clip, but I told myself and everybody watching that I was going to be more critical, because I had like The Marvels was a 4-star movie last year.
Yeah.
And like the I don't know if you remember, the worst movie I watched last year was Saltburn. I have it rated at 2.5 stars. That's crazy.
Okay.
It should be at 0.5 star. I need to be more objective with my truth. And so this year I have 0.5 star all the way to 4.5 star. Spoiler alert,
That's
there are no
awesome.
5-star movies this year. But
That's
I do have
crazy.
I do have a rating on every increment, at least one. So that's exciting for me. I'm feeling more like my knowledge of my brain is expanding on films. I think this year, like you talked about it. You talked about it in your year-end video, how 2023 felt more like we were moving away from the blockbuster. And I think the strike also affected that and sort of turbulented it forward. That the movement back to the auteur directors.
Yes.
And away from the big budget. Like, was there even a Marvel movie this year? I don't remember.
Couldn't tell you. No.
There hasn't been a Star Wars movie since 2019.
Yeah.
Like,
and everybody's gonna see my list, and they're gonna see Dune, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Alien Romulus. They're gonna see this stuff, on my list pretty high. But yes, what you're saying is absolutely correct, because like Anora is gonna be right up there with them somewhere.
Yeah.
So like we're getting there.
We
like,
are rewiring our brains.
There's a certain aspect to like. There's never going to be a world where Dune Part 2 isn't at the top of my list. Like in my journey, like I'm always going to love science fiction movies like Dune, movies like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. But I'm not always going to put Deadpool and Wolverine up there with them.
Right.
Nice.
Ugh. Oh yeah, there you go. Deadpool and Wolverine.
There was a point where I probably would have liked that movie more, but I've grown away from it.
That was let's see, 8 years ago. 9 years ago?
2016.
You would have liked that one?
Yeah. I'm up to 44 movies on my 2024 list, and I got a little over a month to go.
Yeah.
So I have stuff. I don't know how I'm going to fit all these movies in, because there are so many movies coming out that I got Gladiator 2. I got Wicked. I got The Brutalist.
Moana
I got
2.
Queers coming out. I'm not going to see Moana 2, probably.
What? An outrage. I still need to see We Live in Time and Wild Robot.
We Live in Time.
And probably I need to
I saw
rewatch
Blitz.
Challengers, because
Yeah, me too.
I don't want it to be too high or too low on my list unfairly.
I still need to watch
know.
Dee Dee. I still need to watch This animated movie Flow is coming out. It's supposed to be
Whoa.
amazing. Presence is supposed to come out this year. The Piano Lesson, The Outrun, The Room Next Door, Relay, small things like these. All these are supposed to come out this year. I don't know how
Jeez.
it's possible, but
How are you supposed to watch all
who
those?
knows?
How many days are there left in the month?
But it could also be a situation where they don't. These movies say they're released in 2024 because they were released at a film festival somewhere, but they might not actually be coming out this year. I
There
don't
you
really
go.
know. I know
I'm
The
gonna
Brutalist
take
is
off.
coming out.
I'm gonna take off Joker and Saturday Night off my
I
list.
respect that.
That leaves me
I
with
think
Wild Robot, We Live in Time, Wicked, the W movies.
I think there's
Gladiator
a
2 and The
time where
Brutalist.
you should
Oh,
watch
good.
Joker fully anew. But I
And
don't
that
think
time
you
is
really
with
need
you.
to go to the theater.
Yeah.
I don't think
And
you
I'm
need
not
that.
gonna
I don't think
buy
you
it.
need
I'm
that.
not gonna rent it for $20 either. I'm gonna wait a little bit
No.
longer.
Yeah, I waited until Transformers 1 was free at my fingertips before I watched that movie, and thank God I did.
Such a shame, dude. That
it's not even bad at all. It just wasn't very middle of the road. 2.5 stars.
that's so sad.
It's just fine.
I watched it with my friend Matt. He gave it 5 stars. His favorite movie of the year.
I saw that. I read his review.
He wrote
Loved
a
it.
eloquent review.
He did. It was awesome.
He normally
Respect
he
it.
normally comes with no review for any movie at all. He is a patron, but he very rarely reviews movies. And you gotta get him. Come on, man. You gotta get him. You gotta get the reviews out. He's a bit of a perfectionist, so he says he writes them and then he deletes them because they're not perfect, and he throws it away and doesn't review anything.
Dang. The commitment.
And how about Anna's 1/2-star review of Half-Blood Prince? That is a heartbreaker.
Why does she have Patreon? That's what I'm wondering. What is her deal?
She doesn't deserve it. No. just
Remember when
kidding.
we were trying to explain to her what the point of Letterboxd is, and it just wasn't working.
It's to review
She's
movies.
like, I won't review a movie if I've already seen it. Like, what?
Like what? What if your opinion changes?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
What if you just want to talk
Oh, it's
about
fine.
Alfonso Cuarón again?
Alfonso. And why give half a star just for a placeholder? Like, that just hurts me. It just hurts us. It's hurtful.
She said the only part of the movie that she remembered was Dumbledore dying.
That's tragic.
So that was a half
I mean, to
star,
be
which is
fair, I don't know if I can remember anything else in that movie, but
you stop it. Go watch it right now.
I haven't watched it in a while. I haven't watched it in a year or two.
Dude, when are we gonna watch Star Wars again? I feel like it's been forever. We talk about Star Wars all the time, but we're never gonna watch it again.
I have a 4K of The Last Jedi that I haven't watched yet. I need to watch. Because it's a good movie.
Yeah. We need to write an impassioned review of Last Jedi every time we see it.
Every time.
The longest reviews we write are for The Last Jedi. We need to be out there fervently defending this great film. Rian Johnson's magnum opus.
I just can't with the TikTok thing.
Oh yeah, you were showing me.
I found the filter that people are using to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they're all waiting for Revenge of the Sith to show up so they can put it in number 1 immediately. They're like, this movie's not Revenge of the Sith. I don't even know about this movie. I'm gonna put it at 10. Don't talk to me till we get to Revenge of the Sith, the best Star Wars movie.
They all have a very soft spot for Return of the Jedi, which is fine. It's not like a bad one, but it's not the best one or the second best one.
It's just interesting how those two things go together almost always. It's like if they have Revenge of the Sith at number 1, Return of the Jedi is probably right behind it, and A New Hope is going to be like below the rest of the prequels or something.
It's insanity
like that. We should wrap this up quickly. I'm running out of things to talk about, but I did.
Yeah. Okay.
I did watch the entirety of Silo season 1 on Apple TV Plus.
Yes. Tell me about it. I don't remember super hard.
Yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it. I told you a couple times. I felt like I had seen things like it a million times.
Yeah.
You're introduced to a post-apocalyptic world. where there's a whole society built upon this new set of rules based upon this thing that happened in the past.
Yeah.
We have new forms of government, new form of a book that we call the Pact, I think.
Probably.
That's like our source of our law givers have given us the Pact to abide by. There's parts of our world that carry over. There's the sheriff's department. There's all these things that look like our world, but all of it's in this thing called the silo,
Right.
which has this big spiral spiral
Staircase.
staircase. What was going
Got
on
stuck in your
brain?
mind there.
I got trapped in the silo.
Like the movie Trap.
Like the movie Trap. Did you watch that?
No.
Did I miss
I couldn't
that
get around.
somewhere?
I didn't get around to it.
No, don't. It's a waste of time. M.
Sounds
Night.
good.
Okay, and so you're in a silo, spiral staircase, and
Spiral staircase.
it's like as you go up, you get more rich. As you go down, you get more poor. It's a whole class divided thing.
Yeah. But the
So
people
we're
on the
looking at-
bottom are the engineers making the whole silo work.
That's right. The people at the top can't even eat without the people at the bottom.
That's right.
They wouldn't even have lights
Or air.
So we're looking at Snowpiercer. The people at the back of the train are poor. The
Yep.
people at the front of the train are rich. We're
Yep.
looking at the Hunger Games. The people in District
Yep.
12 are poor. People in the capital are rich. Again, the miners in District 12, the
Yep.
capital wouldn't survive without them. We're looking at things like this. It's very similar to lots of stuff you've seen before. We're looking at there's aspects of like Maze Runner where there's like spoilers, I guess. There's like a group of people that's like observing what's happening in the silo, observing what's happening in the Maze Runner. The people are living a lie. They're being told that they're shown their window with their look into the outside world. They're like, this is what the world looks like, and this is to remind you how terrible it is out there and how good it is in here. And in this world, the worst thing you can do is say you want to leave the silo. If you say the words, I want to go outside, they handcuff you and they ship you outside to clean the camera so that everybody can see in full view how terrible the world is outside and watch you die because you want to be out there so bad.
And everyone cleans it. That's
Everyone
a big thing.
cleans. They all think they're not going to clean, but when they get out there, they always clean.
Yeah.
So even though like it's a bit derivative, well, and actually it's based on a book, the Silo series. I don't know how old it is, so maybe some of these things came after it, but I don't think it's very
Right.
old. It is a little bit derivative, but the world itself is interesting. Like, I like that aspect of like this really intense rule from this weird book that's like, if you say this sentence, you're essentially killing yourself because we're going to send you outside. And there's no getting around it. But there is like, you can appeal for a court trial if you're like, I was misheard. I didn't actually say that.
Yeah.
The world is really interesting. My favorite part about the whole concept is that it's a massive silo and you can only travel it through the big spiral staircase. There's no elevator system. Like you would think you could just take an elevator from the top to the bottom. But if you want to go to another level, you have to actually walk it. So if you are at the top and you want to go all the way to the bottom, it's like a day's hike. Like people like have to pack backpacks and like water bottles and hike all the way down there and hike all the way back up. That's just really interesting that they wouldn't just get on the elevator. Yeah. Makes the world feel established and lived in that way.
Literally.
Bigger, larger.
Mm-hmm.
Common is in it. He plays a cop working for Judicial. So
Lady Jessica.
Rebecca Ferguson,
Lady
Jessica is our main character. and spoilers for the show. If you haven't seen it yet, like I hadn't, it's spoiled immediately because the second season is coming out and all the promo images are of her standing outside. So like
Yeah.
immediately I knew that eventually she's going outside. First
Bummer.
season ends with her going outside. And every time somebody goes outside, Rashida Jones goes out in the first episode.
Yeah.
And she's
so,
like, it's
so
beautiful.
lame that she's
whatever.
not in the show. I hate it.
Yeah. So rumor spreads that it's actually lush and green and beautiful outside.
Yeah.
But Rebecca Ferguson goes outside and she sees this lush, beautiful scenery, but then she notices that it's exactly the same as the recording that she saw from the past, and she realizes that there's a projection within the projection, and they're projecting not only this, or they're not actually projecting the wasteland, they're projecting this amazing amazing lush space, so that when people go outside to clean, they're like, oh, people have to see this.
Yeah.
And so every time they clean. So
but the
show ends
reality
with Rebecca
is
Ferguson.
that it is a wasteland.
It is a wasteland. It is Mad Max out there.
And
and there's more silos.
There
is
it
the
is.
thing at the end. So here we are with season 2. Only the first episode is out. The second one comes out today, actually. I'll watch it.
oh, dang. Maybe I'll watch that too.
The first episode was interesting. It was interesting. It's already compelling. I was getting a little bit tired during the first season, but the first episode of season 2, Jessica, that's not her name, Juliet,
Yes.
is still, which they haven't explained yet why the people who go out always die, because I thought they like poisoned the oxygen tank or something. But Juliet's totally fine after she realizes
But
that
also the bodies
it
weren't
is
there,
a
were they?
wasteland. Yeah, I don't know they haven't explained that yet. I don't know what the deal is with that. Because she touches one of them and then it turns out to be a rock or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just, I don't know. Yeah, you should watch the first 2 episodes of season 2.
Okay. I think I'm going to go see Gladiator after this.
Oh, yeah?
Because I watched the first Gladiator movie last night. Sucked. Or
what did you think
day
about
before.
Tell me about this Gladiator watch, because I watched it this year too for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is all right. I didn't hate it, didn't love it. I'm not like, usually if I come out of a movie going like, Joshua, you need to watch this, Joshua will watch it and he'll be like, this was crap. So like, I didn't even hype it up and you still came out being like, this was kind of crap. So let me know.
Yeah, I
what
guess
happened?
I guess like I thought it would be more Gladiator than like a Greek tragedy drama thing that it was. I don't know. It there was so much more Joaquin Phoenix than I thought there was gonna be.
Yes. The weird, gross, horny brother.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like I knew that he was a general and then he gets deposed or whatever and sold into slavery and has to fight his way back. But I thought the whole like, are you not entertained? And his like reveal and the big monologue, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. I thought that was like the end of the movie.
Okay.
So the fact that it comes pretty early, like halfway maybe.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, everything I know about this movie is already over, which should be like maybe like an exciting thing.
Exciting.
But what I thought the movie was, it wasn't, so I just didn't get what I wanted.
Yeah.
So this,
I feel that. I think
if anything, it's a bit of an angry 2.5. It's a 3-star movie.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad. If I watch it again, I will like it much more.
Yeah.
I think,
which maybe you'll like the second one better in that.
Yeah,
because I've heard
true too.
The second one is fairly similar to the first one. So
right.
Just
and the action was
Pedro.
Actually, the action wasn't terrible. So
yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix plays a good little freak. little freak man. That's what he
Yeah.
does best.
He's
Napoleon,
pretty good.
little freak man. The movie's
Yeah.
bad, but he's pretty good in it.
Also, it's hilarious that Hans Zimmer did do the music for this because,
Yeah.
like 6 years later, he did the music
There's-
for Pirates of the Caribbean, and it is very
There's-
similar.
Yeah, there's so much lore behind this that I somehow ended up learning about this week. Yeah, it's just like there's weird confusion about why it happened, because there's another podcast I listen to that they play like excerpt from Gladiator and excerpt of Curse of the Black Pearl right next to each other,
Yeah.
and it's exactly the same. Like, it's a little different,
It's very,
but
very
it's the
similar.
same music. And people think like it has to do with how Hans Zimmer doesn't actually write every piece of music that has his name on it. Like, he has like a college of students and like people who work under him that like write and produce and record music under his company or whatever,
Okay.
under his like tutorship. And so
Yeah.
people think like he laid the foundation and a student like finished it, the Gladiator, because Gladiator came out first, and so
Yeah, 2000.
and then Hans like perfected it into the Pirates score, because I think it works much better for the Pirates movies than it does for
Mhm.
Gladiator, because it feels more like it fits in that universe more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so interesting. So interesting. Hans Zimmer's
And it
kind
was
of
a-
fraud. Not really, but kind of.
No,
He's fine.
he's all right. He's doing okay.
Interstellar, anyone? I mean,
Dude.
come on.
Fell asleep on that organ
I'm
so
wet.
good.
I'm sitting over here waiting for the Interstellar re-release to come out in the
I know.
IMAX December sometime.
Come on.
We gotta go. Come on.
Freaking pick it up.
I've wanted to rewatch it so many times, but I'm intentionally waiting for
Yeah.
the IMAX re-release.
I hope that it hits number
so
one on your
good.
all time. I just want us to be aligned on this. We're aligned on it. I mean,
Yeah.
we're pretty much aligned on this as well.
I don't
That
know.
Interstellar's
I don't know if I
amazing.
see it ever becoming my all-time favorite movie, because it doesn't
Don't you have Blade Runner 2049 now?
Yeah, I lean more towards science fiction fantasy with the fantasy aspect, like your
Mhm.
Dunes, your Star Wars, your Blade Runner 2049s, more than we're trying to do this as realistic as possible 2001 Interstellar vibe.
Yeah.
Even though I obviously love that movie. 2001 might end up being in my favorite movies list at some point if I rewatch it
That's so crazy.
and still love
That
it.
movie was boring.
You didn't finish it. You didn't even watch it.
What else happens? They kill the robot? Like,
The best stuff is in that third segment, because you got
the best.
you got monkey segment, you got businessman segment, and then they go to the moon and they find the tower thing, and then you got two guys and a robot in space, and the baby at the end, which I never understood the full context of the baby at the end until I watched the
I don't know
movie, and I
anything
was
about a
like,
baby in the end, so
whoa, you know the
spoilers.
baby in the end.
I don't.
That's on the poster you chose for your
I know.
list.
I thought it was just a weird thing for the movie poster.
It's the baby.
Babies. I don't know anything
It's
about
the
it. Is that like Death
baby,
Stranding,
Joshua.
where they have the baby in the
No.
yellow thing?
I don't know what that is.
It's a video game. It's a Strand type game.
Oh, what
Alright.
is? None of these words make sense to me.
It's okay. It's a joke.
None of it.
I'm making a joke. It's all good. Let's get out of here, guys. Take us out, Jordan. Come on.
Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of this show that we do called Quarter Twins. This has been an episode slightly lower energy than the last one. We were discussing the idea of we have this list. I think it would be good for us to insert a goal into this show. If we have a set in stone, this is what we're moving towards at Quarter Twins International, I think we'll be able to find some guidance and some direction with this show. So the idea was we put together this list, a list of old movies everybody loves. you've put it together. I haven't done anything as to this point.
That's right.
We could work through this list together, and each week, if we get back to doing weekly episodes,
4,
ooh,
or I feel like that might be better, and
that
take
might
longer.
Be better. Yes. So yeah, that's the idea. We could watch a movie from this list every week, and whenever we record, we just catch up on the movies you watched from this list. And track the progress of our cinephile journeys. I am a champion of cinema. Joshua is a savant of the silver screen. The savant of the silver screen.
Let me put that in my profile right now.
Put it in there. That's going to be our new intro from now on.
Do you like my current bio? By
Let's
the way,
see. Your current bio
the funniest thing I've ever loved. Laughed at.
Star Wars The Last Jedi is the best thing since Star Wars Acolyte. That is funny.
Thank you.
It's Star Wars The Acolyte. I would add that in there.
Oh my gosh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Just for accuracy's sake.
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew is coming out soon, I think. Maybe December, maybe November. It could already be out for all I know.
Whoa.
I don't spend much time on Disney Plus anymore. Got to be honest. I do have the Hulu added subscription, so I spend a little bit more time watching stuff on Hulu. But that's it for today. Look forward to more things in the future. If you're here, follow the Quarter Twins on Letterboxd.
Yeah,
also.
We got a new account. I made it earlier today.
A couple hours ago.
The
Quarter Twins on Letterboxd.
If we use it regularly, let's put it in the description of a video. Let's use that description. Oh.
Here's what we do.
Okay.
We do this new format where we watch, as the Quarter Twins, we watch a movie from movies old people love, or whatever it's called. And we review those movies. Well, we do the podcast, and then we release our Letterboxd reviews from the Quarter Twins account instead of our personal accounts, if we're watching it for the show from this list.
But then I still need to log that I watched it on my own account.
Right. We do that. Okay. But we also, anything we watch for the show, we put in that we watched this movie and here's the link to the episode.
Okay. Then we can update the review with a link to the Quarter Twins podcast review.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thinking out loud here, you guys.
And that's really what the podcast is all about, guys. Thinking out loud, thinking through these movies. We watch them, and we talk about our thoughts here. We coalesce, okay? We bring our opinions together. We triangulate. We coagulate. And we bring together sort of an opinion, if you will, of movies and film and TV.
We go back
occasionally a video game. Not very common.
Very occasionally. I was playing through Alien Isolation. I need to get back into that. But we go back to our old rating system of art or fart, and we just put art or fart.
Yeah,
Link
we
to
can
the
have
video.
we can have a list, art list,
or fart,
and a fart list.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
For the OGs who have been here since day one.
Didn't we have a little theme for that too in one of those old movies?
I created a little
we got to get more
cinematic orchestral swell that coalesces into a fart. It's pretty awesome.
Beautiful. We got to get more Jordan originals in. Bring out your college of students who make music and get some more original content for the podcast.
I actually wrote the Gladiator score under Hans Zimmer's.
He heard the Pirates of the Caribbean theme and was like, I'm going to steal that and make it slightly worse and put it out 3 years earlier. When you were born.
Yeah. Jeez. All right.
Okay.
See you later. Have fun. Bye.
Bye, guys.